I do not encourage nor condone any of the actions performed or products shown in this video. All of the videos are produced in a safe and controlled environment. Do not attempt to replicate any of the actions performed during this video.
Hello beautiful people from the internet, it is Connie over here. Welcome back to another video, and today, yes, I do seem more excited than usual because I will be talking about something that I'm very passionate about, which is my handheld console collection, which I've been collecting without knowing ever since I was like 7 years old when I got my first console, and I've been going a little bit harder with over the past years. And I'm also going to be having my smoke, which is going to be a Rothman Blue today. I'm just really excited to talk about all of this. Let's talk about it. Also, I really wanted to record this video outside, but the weather has been relentless over the past 2 weeks. It has been rainy day after rainy day after rainy day. I don't get a break, and so here we are. But I have arranged my consoles here in chronological order, so I will be going over them from the oldest one that I own to the most recent one that I own, in terms of when they came out, not in terms of when I got them. But I'll also tell you the stories of how I got them. But first, I'd like to show you a clip of how I am storing them in my room. They are usually in a little section of my shelf, and it's a little bit messy. It's not super organized yet. I still am looking for better ways to display them, but this is how they are currently sitting, and I think that was the best I could do for now. So now that that's out of the way, let's start talking about the consoles themselves. Now, the first console that I have here came out in 2003, and that is my Game Boy Advance SP, which is reshelled to a white shell. This one used to be a gray Game Boy Advance SP when it first came out, but the owner of it decided to reshell it to white, which is exactly what I was looking for because I love having a color theme for my collections, and the theme that I went with here was pink and white, and so to be able to find a white Game Boy Advance was really cool. I have this charm on it, which I thought fit the theme. And inside I currently have Crash and Spyro, 2 games in one, which was the first game I ever received when I received my first ever console, which was not this one. I bought this one a year and a half ago, and I'm really excited about this purchase, and I've been playing quite a lot of Crash on it. Oh, I forgot I wanted to turn it on for nostalgic purposes, so hold on to your seats. The next console I have here is my original Nintendo DS, which came out in 2004, and I also didn't get it in 2004. I got this one around a year ago, and I haven't played a lot on it. I have done just very minimal decoration. It just has some little sprinkles and thingies. I don't know what you would call these, but it also has a charm, which used to be from one of my cousins, and I just attached it here. I like having charms. Oh, my cigarette is blowing the smoke to the camera angle. Please, sir, stay seated. I like adding charms to the consoles that have a charm slot, and so this is the one that I chose for the Nintendo DS. And this was kind of an impulsive purchase because I found it secondhand for 30 euros, and it was fully functional. It is working perfectly, and I said, you know, 30 euros for a perfectly functioning Nintendo DS from 2004 in pink, which is what I was looking for. I am totally getting it. And in this one, I don't have the original stylus. I have a random gray stylus that the previous owner had attached to it. And it also works very well. It powers up in this button here. And there she is, working perfectly. Then to power it off, just press that button once again. I'm gonna say this about all of them, but this is also one of my favorite. All of them are my favorites. I cannot choose between, maybe I can. I think I have one ultimate favorite, but don't tell that to the others. But Nintendo DS 2004, very happy about this purchase. Maybe I should have brought some water, you know, but I totally forgot, and I don't really feel like getting up now, so I'll just have to suck it up. Rothman Blue have been kind of a staple of mine. I have been getting more acquainted with them over the past months. This was a cigarette that I first tried around 3 or 4 years ago, and it had been a long time since we said hi to each other, but now we did, and it seems like it's maybe he's here to stay. Who knows? Next up, I have my actual first console that I ever owned, which is a Nintendo DS Lite. This bad boy came out in 2005 in some countries, 2006 in some others, and I think I might have gotten it around 2008 when I was around 7 years old, and my mother gifted it to me in Christmas, and I was very, very excited. I was playing a lot of High School Musical game here. I think it was High School Music. I don't even know which one it was. I just remember it was a rhythm game, and I really, really enjoyed playing it, and I don't know where it is anymore. Unfortunately, I have lost it, but this was the first console that I ever got, and I played so much on this. I played Mario Kart, I played Mario Bros. It was so much fun. I really, really loved all of the hours that I spent with this. And she has these stickers in the front with some busy animals working on their endeavors, and then in the back she has these two stickers, and the charm I chose for this console was a little bunny with a little flower, which I thought was very cute. The stylus I have for this is also not the original one, but it's one that I found on AliExpress, I think, for very, very cheap, just some cents, and it fits perfectly. It looks very good in the slot there, and this one is also working perfectly. All of my consoles are currently fully functioning and working with both the Game Boy slots and the regular DS game slots. So, turning it on. This sound just brings so many memories to me, and I love it so much, and I remember so well the sound that the buttons made when I was playing it when I was younger, and it still sounds and feels the same, and I just loved it so much. So much Nintendogs was played in this console too. Also, it has these little sparkly things. The screen is visibly scratched because I was not very careful when I was a child, but still works. So that's all that I care about for now. Then coming right up, I have my PSP 3000. This is a model that came out in 2008, and I'm pretty sure this is a Japanese exclusive color, which is the Sakura Pink. I got this one around a year and a half ago as a present to myself for my birthday, I'm pretty sure. And the charm I currently have on it is just this little thing. I'm not remembering the name for it in English. I think it's jellyfish, but in Portuguese we'd call it alforreca. So I have an alforreca charm, and then at the back I just have two stickers. This one actually came to me, I bought it secondhand with this white part instead of the original pink, but it was for very cheap that I got it, and so I wasn't too mad about the fact that it had a different color. So I just took it upon me to grab some stickers. By the way, none of the stickers that I have on my consoles are stuck on the consoles. They are basically between the console and the clear case that I have on them. So anytime I want to switch them out, I don't have to actually peel them off because they are just attached between the console and the case. So yeah, I really love this one very much. I used to have a PSP 3000 when I was growing up, but it broke and I was never able to fix it. But I used to play so much Sonic Rivals. It was the best game for PSP for me. Also Loco Roco. I love Loco Roco to death. It's probably one of the best games that I've ever played while I was growing up on a handheld console, and it was just so much fun. I might even have it here. I do. Loco Roco 2, if you've never played this game, you have to try it. It's so much fun, and I played countless hours of this while I was growing up, and I'm really happy to have been able to get myself a PSP 3000 again so I can play this childhood game, which is very dear to me. So here she is. Then we have a console that also came out around 2008, 2009, and this is actually kind of a sad story. This is a Nintendo DSi in hot pink, which is exactly the console that I had right after I had my Nintendo DS Lite. I got gifted this around 2 or 3 Christmas after I first got my Nintendo DS Lite, and I had this exact color, but one day, some years later, I lended it to my brother and he lost it, and I have no idea where it is. And so I bought myself a very cheap one in the exact same color for the nostalgic purposes. In here I have some stickers that I thought fit the theme for the Nintendo. And I also have a beautiful pink charm with bows and pearls and stars and all of that. Then inside I have some flower stickers. These ones are actually stuck on the Nintendo themselves, but they are easier to peel than these sorts of stickers over here. And she also turns on quite nice. I love the little bling that especially the DSi makes. I think it's very, very satisfying to listen to, and I played so much New Style and Boutique on this console here. It was actually a problem that I had while I was growing up. So much New Style and Boutique was played. I loved that game, and I'm really, really excited to be able to have a DSi exactly like the one I had while I was growing up, because it just makes me feel very warm, you know, and I really, really love this one. Oh, I forgot to say, for this Nintendo, I have this stylus, which is an expendable stylus. Doesn't really need to be expendable for any reason. It was just the only model that I was able to find that fits inside the DSi quite well. So it's not the same color, but it's still pink, and it was kind of the only one I could get, so there we go. Then some years passed, we have arrived to 2011, and the Nintendo 3DS came out. Now, this was a model that I really wanted when I was growing up. I remember seeing people at school playing the new Nintendogs that had just come out, that was just for the 3DS models, and I felt very, very jealous because I also wanted to get one, but it was very expensive. I think it came out at 350 euros, and there was no way that my family could afford a system this expensive, especially after I already had two perfectly working systems, you know. So I never ended up getting the Nintendo 3DS, but last year I found this one secondhand for 50 euros, fully functioning, mint condition, and I said, you're coming home with me. So in the front we just have some stickers of the ocean, because I thought, you know, we could stray away a little bit from the pink and work more on the white and blue themes here. For the stylus, I have a pink expendable stylus once again, because it was the only one that I could find that would fit in this console. Most of them, the ones that I bought secondhand, they didn't come with stylus because the previous owners had already lost them. So I just had to get random styli that would fit in the consoles that I already had. And on the inside, we keep going with the ocean theme, and I just have some fish and starfish and algae and all of that, and I think it looks pretty cute. And this one also works very well. Turning it on right now. Takes a little bit. There we go. She's just very simple, she's not modded. We are still to enter in my modded consoles era, which is coming right up. But I decided to keep this one fully original because, I don't know, it looked so precious and untouched to me that I wanted to keep it simple with this one. Now 2014 comes around and the new Nintendo 3DS comes out, and this was one model that I was looking for a very long time because it was very expensive, and I ended up buying it very expensive still. I bought this one as a gift for me when this channel hit 100,000 subscribers, and I bought it for 195 euros. I was so ripped off. I could have gotten a better price, absolutely, like no doubt, but whatever, you know, I was still learning about secondhand consoles, and this was one of the first ones that I bought for myself. And so, you know, you live and you learn. It was a lot of money. Was it worth it? I don't know. I'm never going to get rid of it though, so it's a very essential part of my collection. In the front we just have a bunch of random stickers. With this one I went with the white and green. We have some also in the back, the Marlboro there representing the channel, because I got this one when I hit 100k, so I thought it made sense to have a Marlboro sticker in there. And then for the charm I just have this little bunny guy, which I thought was very cute. Unfortunately, I don't have a stylus for this console because I could not get any online that would fit in the new 3DS, which I was very surprised by, and I don't know why that is, and I searched for a very long time but nothing came out. And then inside I decorated it with some plants, which actually I don't know if I love it because it doesn't contrast very well with the colored buttons that this specific model has, but still, you know, I tried. I think it looks okay. And this was not the first console that I modded, but it was one of the first consoles that I modded myself. It's fully personalized and it looks quite cute. Has a Kirby theme currently and a cute song too. And I just have a bunch of games that I played when I was younger and some games that I wanted to try now that some time has passed and I would like to get back into Nintendo gaming. So I modded this console. It took me a long time to figure things out, but it turned out okay. I didn't break anything and I think it ended up looking pretty cute. So I'm very excited about this one. Although I did get ripped off a little bit, it was also my own fault for not doing better research. So as I said, we live and we learn. Then we come to 2015 and I think this is probably my favorite console out of all of the ones that I have. This is the new Nintendo 3DS XL, which I was looking for one in white for so long. The prices were insane and I could not get it for a decent price for the life of me. It was 1 year later that I found this bad boy at 150 euros secondhand, and I said, you're coming home with me. There's no doubt in that. This one has a lot of different stickers in the front. It also has my Eevee Pokemon card because I played a lot of Pokemon on this console right here. In the back, I have kept it simple. I just have a little charm of a bunny once again, because I think they look very cute. This one was the only one that came with the original stylus, so here it is. It is looking pretty good, mint condition for this console. And then it still makes this satisfying sound. It's still in perfect condition. I cannot believe I got something like this. I feel like I ripped someone off, but hey, they sold it to me. Not my problem anymore, I suppose. And here on the inside, we just have some decorations with some greenery because I thought it looked very cute. And this was the last console that I ever modded, and it was a lot of work because I did a lot of things to it with themes and just, you'll see. I love this console, and I spent many hours designing it to be the way that I wanted it to be. So first of all, she has a Radiohead theme, Sail to the Moon, playing, which sounds very beautiful if you ask me. I love this song very much. It has a green theme going on the inside as well to match the outside, the decorations that I did for it. And then it just has a lot of different things. I have a whole video about this console on my second channel, so you can go watch it. It's linked in the description. But it just has a lot of figures and separators and badges and music and an MP3 player and all of that. And I just love this console. I think it is absolutely my favorite out of all of them, just because it's so beautiful. You can play anything on this. It has very good size screens, and I just love the way that it turned out after all of the modding and the decorating. And so I'm really proud of this one. Yeah, it's my child. Then 2017, this is one of the consoles that I actually got for myself. I remember working at my dad's beach bar for a whole summer, so I could afford getting this new Nintendo 2DS XL. I played so much Pokemon Ultra Sun on this and Pokemon Ultra Moon as well. It was a lot of fun. I spent summers and summers just playing on this Nintendo before I had all of the others, because it was the first one that I actually got that could hold Nintendo 3DS games, and so I was having a lot of fun going through the gallery of that. Black and green because I still wasn't thinking about a theme for my Nintendo collection. I was not thinking I was going to collect them. Of course I wanted to, but I was also 17 and broke, you know, and so I didn't end up getting more Nintendos until a lot of years later, you know, when I had my adult money, I suppose. Nintendo 2DS XL, such great size screens. I bought it at full price when it came out. And in the back it just has some bunnies doing things, variable activities, and it has a stylus, which is not the original, but it's very similar, if not exactly the same as the original, which I got secondhand later on. I remember working and always every day thinking I'm going to get that Nintendo at the end of this. And this was also the first console that I ever modded by myself. I was very scared of messing it up, you know. I ended up just pulling the trigger and trying it anyway, and I think it turned out quite well. It just has, then again, a green theme because I really love green. If you couldn't tell, I love green very much. And it just has a bunch of games that I've been trying out and have tried out and still want to try out. And so yeah, that's what's in this console. Then 2019 comes around and the Switch Lite comes out. I didn't get the original Switch or the Switch Lite when they came out. I found this one for 70 euros in perfect condition last year, and so I got it because, you know, I was expanding my collection. I actually haven't bought a system in over a year, I think, at this point, so You've been pretty controlled. Also, the systems that I'm looking for right now are a little bit more difficult to find. I'm looking for a 3DS XL in white that is in perfect condition, and that has been pretty difficult. I'm looking for a 2DS, the door stopper model, in pink, which has also been a little bit difficult. And I'm also looking for the DS Lite in rose gold pink, or whatever the color is, which has been impossible to find. And so that's why I haven't gotten any more systems, because I cannot find the versions that I want. But Nintendo Switch Lite, to be quite quite honest, I haven't played a whole lot in this system just yet because of what I'm going to show you next. I'm really happy to have been able to get this one. It also came with the case already, so it came like this to me, which I thought was pretty cute, and I'm not going to change it because the previous owner obviously really cared about this device and customized it with the grips and all of that, so I'm keeping it as it is. This is how she looks, and I think she looks very beautiful. And then we arrive at the last console, which was one that I bought in 2022. It is my Switch OLED in white, which I was so happy to get. This was my first entry to the Switch gaming moment era of my life, I suppose, and I played a lot of Mario Kart, a lot of Animal Crossing, a lot of Moonstone Island, Stardew Valley in here, and I just have this beautiful case with the kitties. The thumb grips are also of paws, which I thought was very on brand and on theme. I bought them separately, so I'm just really happy that the blue colors match, you know. And then in the back it looks like this, and I think it looks very, very beautiful. And this is one of the consoles that I've also played the most because I can connect it to my monitor and play from my bed, which is really cool because my monitor is right there. And I just really love this system. I love being able to connect it to monitors via HDMI, and I just think it brings a lot of fun with friends, playing together with the little remotes. I don't know how you call this in English, but you know what I'm saying, these little things. It just has brought a lot of fun and a lot of really cool moments, and I'm very grateful to have gotten this one. I got it secondhand, but it was out of the box. It had never been opened, so I got very lucky, and I'm really happy about it. And now I'm just quickly going to show you what physical games I actually have here in my little game case. You can take a good look. This Mario Bros, the New Style in Boutique, and the Imagine Brain Training and Pokemon I got when I was younger, and these ones I've been collecting as I have gotten older. This one came with my new Nintendo 2DS XL when I first bought it. And then I just have Mario Kart DS and my baby girl. I used to love my baby girl games. As you can tell, I have the one for the 3DS as well. But this one is far superior, I have to say. And I just keep my games in this because they are well kept and they don't collect any dust. That has been my handheld console collection. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon, alright? Bye!